Right. So, hey, this is me, Swapnil. Today, I will be giving you a rundown of my assessment. I will be talking about my code and showing some features simultaneously. So let's go back to my code and just share the entire screen. Sometimes, if you share the windows, you might have to configure again and again. That's for privacy, but you have privacy, but not in this case. So, okay, now I've started recording. Now let's go back to my website. So this is the website for online car sale, and you can see I have a nav bar, a beautiful car, and a few other features. And this is my nav bar. Whenever I hover over it, it changes. When I click on it, now this is my car seller page, and my car seller page takes inputs. I'm able to go back and forth between different pages. Done. And this is just explain a bit more. Probably not done. So a bit more. And now I would like to talk you through the code part that does some stuff. So now let's go to my car page, and in this page I have done form validation, which means it's going to check for few characters or check for inputs if the text fields are empty and blah blah blah. So let's try to put in a let's say I have put in something, I filled up the form and I submit. So I see an error here, which means it's expecting for @. So let's go to my code. And probably you will need some time. So the scroll. So yeah, so this is the function that is expecting an @. So whenever I don't put an @ on my form, this function is being fired, and this function is being called over here inside check form or inside wherever you call it. So just talk about, okay, this form is being called. You don't need to go in depth. You don't need to know too much. So just talk about, okay, this function is being fired. Now let's go back to my website. Now this is another page, for example, and when I hover over my button is turning into blue. Let's go to my code. Yeah, so this is the CSS that I have, and this part of CSS designs the button, which means how it looks by default, and this part talks about how the display should change whenever I put my mouse over that button. So blah blah blah, done. So probably take 5 or 6 features and just explain back and forth. So this is the feature here. Okay, this is my form, and I have defined my form here and my form NC over here. So I have taken labels and put in inputs, which is on my screen. Done. You don't need to explain too much. You don't need to explain about input and type, which is text. So just probably talk about the features you have and the related code that you have in your VS Studio. So just you can just even use your mouse to highlight. And after you're done, stop sharing and then